Day 16 of the Radio Free Skaro Fluid Links Advent Calendar. Today's question comes from Jed Sweeney on Twitter. Remember Twitter?
Nope.
Yeah,
never heard of it.
if it's still around by December 16th. If your employer gave you the opportunity to go anywhere in the world, a la JNT Singapore fling style, where would you go and what would you video in order to justify said trip?
So
for those, just some context. First of all, Warren's currently in between jobs. Happy birthday yesterday as this episode goes out, Warren.
Thank you.
JNT, of course, with Gary Downey, decided to go scout locations, quote unquote, in Singapore for what eventually was an unmade story in the aborted season 23, and basically it was just him and Gary just going around the streetcar for 20 odd minutes shooting. Oh, that would be cool. Oh, that would be nice. Oh, that would be fun. And that was it. So that's our goal.
Mostly is what I remember from seeing it.
Yeah. So that's our goal in this here. Is to
we keeping our thing Doctor Who related?
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. For Doctor Who, we're keeping it Doctor. We have been tasked.
It wasn't explicit in the question, so
no. I'm directing it to Doctor Who. Yeah. So yeah, it is. As
it should be. Yeah.
As it should be. So the BBC, for some reason, have said, listen, Radio Free Skaro, we know you're big fans of the show. We acknowledge the existence of your podcast. And what we're going to do is we're going to send you on a full expenses reimbursed trip to go scout out a location for us for Doctor Who. It's now, would that be? It wouldn't be Canada, would it? That would be dumb. Why would we say?
I was going to say I have two choices.
Okay,
one of which is Edmonton, because it would never happen otherwise. Right?
We just
have to film in Edmonton just to see it happen.
That's all fine for you. You get reimbursed. That's actual travel for you.
Yeah, I'll get like the Lime scooter receipt. It's cost $6. $6. Can you reimburse that?
That's just basically because I want to see it in Edmonton. But the one I would actually do is the Antarctic, because you would have all those exotic locations, you have lots of penguins you could shoot, you'd have all sorts of cool stuff you could shoot. You could argue with the BBC, we've got to shoot on a real iceberg and this is our only chance to do it. Right? And it's really, really difficult and expensive as hell to go to the Antarctic. I've always wanted to go and check it out. And it's a very difficult, it costs thousands and thousands of dollars to do. And sometimes half the time you get down to the cruise in South America and you can't go for weather reasons, even though you've paid up. So that's why I would have the BBC foot in the bill. Sorry, British taxpayers.
Oddly, I do have a coworker who in early 2025 has a trip to the Antarctic.
What?
Cross fingers they get there.
Give him a camcorder.
Going via South America.
Give him a camcorder. Just say it literally a camcorder, like JVC camcorder. Can you record some
footage? Other brands are available.
Other brands.
I was going to say this is not brought to you by JVC.
JVC. If you could maybe capture some footage that we could maybe use to sell the BBC on, but that would ruin Warren's idea.
As far-fetched as Singapore may have been,
okay,
at least it's a developed and built up area with actual infrastructure and whatnot,
and British,
if they had
British ties at the time too.
Absolutely, and if they had chosen to film there, it's something that could have been done, be it at whatever cost. But the Antarctic, from a logistics standpoint,
I have an answer to that. Oh. Planet Earth, my friend. Those guys went and filmed in the Antarctic. Just get to hire those dudes.
I don't think they had as many people as a Doctor Who
would just
shoot would
require. This is a problem for accountants later.
Have you not seen the Doctor Who Confidential about the craft services? Where would the craft services get their stuff?
They would figure something out. I'm ripping off the BBC here. That's the important thing.
You really are.
Well, that's fine, but you can also do that by going to, South Africa or maybe somewhere less problematic like Taiwan or, maybe no longer. Maybe
I'm going to Mar-a-Lago. That's where we're filming.
No, I don't. You
because the ultimate monster lives there. That's why.
True. You literally couldn't pay me to scout out locations there.
No.
I would say something like, it sounds so lame to kind of stay in the same area, but I would say somewhere like Macau. Somewhere really, really ritzy.
I like this.
Well, then go for Dubai, which they've already kind of done.
They've already done Dubai.
They've done that,
but not the city itself.
Okay, so Warren wants to rip off the BBC and have them pay for a full flight to Antarctica. Chris wants to go gambling in Macau. I forgive my ignorance. All I ever see is Macau is like James Bond casino.
It's a very big gambling area. Yes.
Okay.
But I don't think I'd actually gamble there. I don't know if they'd even let me in the casinos.
Are you sure? You were muscle.
They have a height restriction.
We had
He's too tall.
We had you beating up Rex Tucker a few days ago. I think they'd let.
Well, that's why they heard about the Rex Tucker incident. They're not going to let him in now. He's a troublemaker.
You also changed it to Warren beating up Rex Tucker.
Well, I know because
I'm also banned from Macau
because I know that Warren would only wound him where you would mess him up.
That's true. That's true. I'm not a fighter.
No,
I'm a purveyor of social knowledge to Verity Lambert and I almost said Ian Levine for some reason. Sidney Newman.
So basically, you are both like after your own, desires here to go and gamble in Macau or visit penguins. I'd
even be happy saying something like, and no, it's not because of the gambling angle, but even Vegas.
Oh, I know.
There's lots to see and do in Vegas.
Vegas sucks.
How Doctor Who can shoot at the Sphere?
They could shoot it.
Vegas is. Trust me, I've been there a few times.
And just to make it even better for Warren, he can play drums at an Eagles concert during their stay at the Sphere.
Are you trying to induce vomiting? Because I'm getting close here.
While Don Heinley's miming to pre-recorded tracks up front. You want to go gambling in Macau. Warren wants to see penguins in Antarctica. I've always wanted to go back to London, so I think I would probably just say, listen, can you just pay me to go to London? And then I would literally just like...
Here's an Oyster card.
Just like, here's an Oyster card, and I'd go to like where they shot Resurrection of the Daleks, and I'd go where they shot Frontier in Space.
You don't need BBC for that. I've done that.
I know, but listen, I can get a free flight. It might even be direct from the BBC to London.
You have limited ambitions. Come on.
That is true.
Flights there aren't that expensive relative to some other places. So
that's true, but
I've been looking at LA flights. The LA flights are about as bad as London right now.
That's true. Actually, maybe there we go. And in order to get to Gallifrey 1, perhaps, how about we just have the BBC say, hey, listen, I think you should shoot a Doctor Who episode of Gallifrey 1.
I mean,
and just
I would love to see that, but but again, you're really aiming low here compared to Antarctica.
I think,
go somewhere really exotic. No. Come on. The British public are paying for this somehow.
That's true. Thank you, British public, for funding our very extravagant.
As much as I love Gallifrey 1 and to a lesser extent Los Angeles, it's just not. You got to go further than that.
Yeah, you can live out your fantasy of going
to the whole planet here. Go to Mars.
Live out your fantasy of going to Ulaanbaatar.